Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eliza and today is December 24th. I didn't upload yesterday and I really thought about uploading and like filming a whole video, but it would have been extremely repetitive because yesterday I just made these socks again and I don't know, it just felt like so repetitive. I'm already like telling you over and over again what I'm making, so that's why there wasn't a video yesterday. This is gonna be my last like making video. We're going to finish this pair, so I'm gonna knit the other one in this video. So yeah, it's the same sock, but it'll have different colors. And then I'm gonna close up the toes for these socks. These are the ones that I knit yesterday, exactly the same as what I did the day before. I just made them a little bit bigger. The yarn turned out really pretty. I love this dark area on the foot of this one. This was the first one that I knit, and it kind of ended in this like green color. And then this was the second one I knit, and it has the green like in the cuff, and then it goes to pink, and then it's like very light at the toe. So these ones are kind of mismatched, but they definitely match. They're definitely a pair. Whereas these ones, not so much. So I'm gonna close the toes on those. So I was thinking like, I made these 3 pairs of socks now that I had made it in mind for my mom, but I don't really want to give her 3 pairs of socks for Christmas because that seems a little excessive. So I'm just gonna give her these ones because these are like extra special. I think she'll really like these ones. They also have that nice rib cuff with the Malabrigo yarn. And then I'm gonna give her these striped ones because she bought me this yarn, and 2 years ago when she bought it I said, I'll make you a pair of striped socks. So now she's getting this crazy pair, but you know, it'll even out. It's like, what is that? Oh, well, it's okay because I'm getting this amazing sock too. Oh my gosh, and then I also have to knit that pink checkerboard sock, so I'll be doing that today too. So really I'm just knitting 2 more socks, and then all the socks will be done. And then I also need to quickly figure out a top for my stocking. I ended up, for my boyfriend's stocking, I had that big cuff of like dark green yarn that I didn't like. Here, let me just get the stocking. So I had this yarn that I didn't really like on it, and I was going to take it off and put something else on, but then I just like didn't want to focus on this anymore because it didn't seem as important as knitting my gifts. So I turned it back, and it's the stitches are just loose, but it's very long, so I don't think it's gonna unravel very quickly. I added the little loop, and then I had these little dinosaur charms, so I put those on too. So this is what his stocking looks like. But for mine, I like already knew that I was gonna like have to figure out the top of it later, so I didn't add that like huge piece of extra yarn. I just have this little bit of scrap yarn. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll knit my socks because that's very important, and then maybe I should do this first. Okay, how about this? I'll knit this sock first, and then I'll change the cylinder back to 72 needles. And maybe I could just like hang this back on the cylinder and knit like a whole bunch and take it off and then have it turn back, similar to what's happening here. Actually, yesterday I started to knit a rib for this. I had just started to like hang the bonnet on the cylinder that's currently on the machine. It's for 60 needles. And I was like, I'll just make a rib real quick because I'm like so good at making ribs now. But then I realized that I made this on the 72 needle cylinder, so that rib would not work with this sock. Actually, you know what I could do is this would be crazy, but remember this thing that I made? Well, I don't ever want to put this back on the machine. Oh my gosh, every time I hold this up, my camera has trouble focusing. Well, I have made this thing, and I don't want to work on it ever again because it's like it didn't even get that long, and I spent so much time doing it, and I don't know, I don't really want to do it anymore. But would it be crazy if I just took a little bit of this and attached it to this, because this is 72 needles. Like, it's a stocking, so it's okay if it's crazy, if it's like a wacky, tacky sock. Should I do that? It really doesn't match at all. I don't know if I should do it. I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this sock, and then I'll do my stocking, and then I'll do my pink sock. Oh, but that seems silly to like take the cylinder off, change it, put it back on again. I don't know, but this needs to be done today too because I hung my boyfriend's stocking, and then I was like gonna put stuff in it, and he was like, "Where's your stocking? I want to put stuff in it." So now I have to finish this stocking. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna knit the sock and also make cookies. Well, I only knit one sock today, but I also made a bunch of cookies, like 40 cookies. Actually, I feel like I was making a really good time while I was knitting my sock and making cookies. I was like going back and forth from the kitchen to the sock machine, cutting out cookies, putting them in the fridge, cranking a little, taking them out of the fridge, putting them in the oven, cranking a little. Repeat for like 2 hours. And then what happened? Oh, and then I started to decorate them, and then I was very consumed by the cookie project. Then the day was basically over. It's Christmas Eve. I'm posting this on Christmas morning, very early in the morning, but it's Christmas Eve. I had to go and do family things, so I only knit one sock today, which means tomorrow on Christmas, I will have to knit that other pink sock. It is what it is. Stuff like this always happens. I feel like I need to get better about the holidays in general. Well, really just Christmas, because my family celebrates Christmas. I should know by now that you should not do shopping the week of Christmas. You should not try to make everyone a pair of socks and start 2 weeks before Christmas, because I spent the first 2 weeks of the sock series just like messing around with the sock machine. And like the last week I started knitting presents. But now that I actually know how to use the machine, well, okay, I guess like that is a thing that had to happen first. I had to learn how to use the machine before I could very quickly knit a sock for someone. Next year, I'm gonna knit everyone a sock so quickly, weeks before Christmas. And I'm not gonna bake a million cookies on Christmas Eve because that was a silly idea. But let me show you my sock. This is the sock that I made. I have not closed up the toe yet because I literally just took this off the machine and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. But there it is. It's so cool. I love the black houndstooth with the scrap yarn. This is looking more stripy, which is fine. I had some large chunks of color. I just picked colors from my scrap basket based on the size of the ball because I wanted smaller balls so I wouldn't get like huge blocks of color. Like up here I have a lot of like smaller balls, so the color changes more frequently. And then, yeah. And then this was the other one. So this is a pear. It looks like a pear. I'm happy with this. And actually I didn't I didn't close up these toes either, so I'm gonna have to close up 3 toes tomorrow. Knit a sock, close up that toe. Also, I'm making a Yule log, Bush de Noel tonight. I already made the sponge, but I'll have to finish it tomorrow. But that I was gonna have to do last minute anyway because it had to be ready by Christmas Day. And so I was gonna have to start that on Christmas Eve and finish it on Christmas Day anyway. Another funny thing I wanted to show is I did not do anything with my stocking. Nothing. Like, maybe I'll just hand it to my boyfriend if he asks in the morning, but I think he's just gonna put whatever he had in mind under the tree. It doesn't bother me at all. I did not want to work on that stocking. It felt like silly to waste time working on that stocking. So maybe by next year it'll be a real stocking, but I did put the things that I bought my boyfriend in his stocking. I just bought like some little things. Like I bought him a little jar of like crunchy garlic and I bought him a tin of mackerel and a candy bar and like some flake bars, and I put it all in the stocking, and this is what it looks like. I'm afraid to hang it from the loop because there's some weight in here. Look at that lovely stocking. It's so funny. I love the wonky shape with all the stuff in it. I'm a little afraid. That's like a lot of weight to hang on that little loop. I think I'll just place this like on the floor. My goal for tomorrow's video is to have all of the socks done so I can show them to you and then we can wrap them all up together. Again, sorry I didn't post yesterday, but I am posting this today and posting tomorrow. So 24 out of 25 is pretty good. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the sock. Let me know if you're knitting socks for anyone this holiday season. And I'll see you tomorrow, kind of today because it's 2 o'clock in the morning.